Tapping in.
Are we live?
Let's jump into this Phabo, man. Let's jump to the Phabo first.
And that's that Phabo Soulquarious, bro. What you saying?
Motivated, moved is right, bro. Like, for real, another one that my brother heard first and was like, yo, this, I don't know. If y'all check out the last episode, y'all could tell his excitement about this one. We was in the middle of the Snow Allegra review. My man jumped in and said, but the real R&B king. Man, I was like, yo, who is this? Who is this guy that's got my homie all hopped up, man? And it is worth every penny of that pre-hype, bro. Like, seriously. Even the intro, man, the 90s themed. I felt like I was watching UPN, like it was jumping into Moesha or something. It immediately took me back. And I think that's a theme kind of between both of the albums we're going to review today. But Phabo, Soulquarious, man, yes, came out of nowhere for me. I knew nothing about this artist before. I see that he's got another project that's I feel looks like complete. It's called Free by Phabo. Came out last year. Might have to jump into that too. But have you been following him? Did you watch him? Damn, son.
Hell yeah.
Where'd you find this?
Hell yeah, bro. You know, Miles, you know me, bro. I've been making sex playlists for a very, very long time in my life, man. So I'm always on the hunt for the best type of what I would call bedroom music. You know, and my favorite type of bedroom music is that's got that type of bounce, is that got that type of feel. And so in the pursuit of being in these R&B streets, crossed by Phabo a while back, even before he dropped LNF, Phabo was in, you know, on a SoundCloud. You know, it was around that time, floating around that sound, you know. So coming off of that, when you started dropping that new content with LNF, that Dustin Conrad type of music coming into that Cali sound for real. And what I love most about this is that it's produced by our boys at Selection, bro. Give a drop for the Selection boys. Y'all got one with this.
Wow.
Joe K, y'all got one with this. Y'all got one with it.
Selection,
and I'm still up on that selection. Man. So they were really excited about this project, and as you said, man, all for right reasons. This is what I compared to I believe the comparison I made. I said, bro, could be better than the Bryson Tiller's first album.
Oh, for me it is for sure. This is in a category with Brent Faiyaz for me in terms of music that I can just kind of let rock, and that takes me to an era which, yeah, I'll admit, man, maybe I'm getting old, but that era of music just slaps different for me. You know what I mean? That 90s feel, that less polished, more focus on the actual vocals, man, the background vocals. I'm loving this, man. If I'm getting into highlights, Supermodel right out the bat comes out swinging. Dustin Conrad, an artist that I am a little bit more familiar with. That Slippery Goes Hard, Polaris, Palm Trees, ATL. I mean, I'm just...
It's a lot, dude. It's a lot. It's stacked.
It's stacked, man. And that's something, that's the overall thing that this album left me with, is that this is a whole, I can let this rock. This is one that on vinyl, put it on and forget about it. Forget about it. This is all the way through, man. It's even hard for me to really pick out highlights and individual tracks because it goes and flows so well together. I got nothing but good things to say about this record right here, man. What you giving it, man? What you tell us what some of your highlights are? And
yeah, go ahead and rate this, now imagine me last week trying to talk to that Snow Allegra album while having listened to this, dude. It's difficult, especially because of how good this is. You feel me?
Whoa, slow down. This is great. Better than the Snow Allegra album to me. But that Snow Allegra album that gap isn't super, super wide. I like that Snow Allegra album a lot. It's not this. This feels like I'm transported back to the 90s. This feels like my jeans got a little bit baggier. This feels like my shirt got another X and XL on it. You know what I mean? And it feels great. It feels
Yeah,
nostalgic, but still it's written so well. Like it doesn't feel dated. It feels like the relationship talk in it is super is relevant and but the vibe is just like there's so much more care in the music and so much less care for synthesizers and the pop sound. It's amazing. Snow,
yeah.
what she did is something that's different from her first album. It's a more eclectic, it's a little bit more fun. I still rock with that, but I'm not. I'll buy the CD of this and put it in my car and
Yeah.
leave it forever.
So a better comparison would be what Ugh Those Feels are from Snow Allegra. This is the this is to me the male equivalent to that, and a closer comparison in style and comparison, like my brother said, Brent Fayez definitely falls in there, and that first Bryson Tiller album for sure in there, man. There's so many highlights. LNF on its own was a standout that came out a while back, and we had been sitting on LNF, and to see how they interwove that into the homie, going into John Henry, local ATL. So, dude, Jelly, that S550. Oh, that
Yeah.
S550 is
Yep.
stupid. You know what I'm saying? How's my driving? So this album is damn near. It's so close to being. It's very close to being a perfect album. And like Miles said, best enjoyed throwing it in the back and going, so much so, dude, that I can't even pick songs out of this to put
Yep.
into my sex playlist. I'm struggling to find which ones I want to take out, because if I'm gonna just be dropping an album for that activity, I'm gonna be dropping this. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing. So those are the highlights for me. Last week I gave it a 4 out of 5 that I said, and I'm still gonna keep that 4 out of 5. I am budging.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta give this a 5, man. And I don't want fives to be some mystical something that like no album can get. Like I said, this is an album that I would buy the vinyl of to support the artist. Like that's how I show, add a little bit of monetary some on what I because we got these Spotify subscriptions and Tidal subscriptions and Apple Music subscriptions. But when you really like an artist, I like to give them a little something extra on top. That's what I do. So this falls into that category for me. It's got to be a 5.
You
Five
know
star.
what, B? I like what you're doing. And because I want to give this a little bit more shine than what might otherwise come as a 4 out of 5, I'll give this a 4.5 out of 5, right? And the only reason I'm giving that 0.5 is that there are some tracks that I could do without on this album, right? There's just a few tracks that I could do without. Let me rather say there's a few tracks that to me aren't my favorite tracks on there. Specifically, if I'm looking at Beam and Local, those aren't necessarily my local slaps.
Local's
It's actually very
hard.
close.
I like
Local's
I
hard.
like
Palm Tree slaps too. Oh man, it's almost perfect. I think Polaris and Beam are the two that take it away from me. Polaris and Beam, and then that At Me featuring Rex Life Raj. Those ones are the ones that are the 0.5. But that's me being nitpicky, man. But this like my brother said, this that. If you're an R&B head and you like that sound, this that. While I'm on it, that Thames album. Thames, she was featured on WizKid's Essence. I know it's an older album, but I've just been going down that rabbit hole. Thames, man, that's the one.
Thames. And if you want to keep going older and older down the rabbit hole, if you're wondering, man, I wonder if I can get into some old album that I might have missed from like the 70s. Hear My Dear, Marvin Gaye.
There you go.
Telling you could play it back to back with this. Go back and forth. Marvin Gaye, Hear My Dear. There y'all go, man. Listen, what R&B album of the year? Who said that? Me? Maybe.
I'd have to think on that, and we'll bring that forward. I'm gonna have to go look through a few other playlists and a few other things. You know what I'm saying?